Hello friends, welcome to another video. Today's video is on visualization. Some tips and tricks I want to share on visualization. Again, some very odd requirement which was posted on the Power BI community forum. It is not a DAX video, it's not a Power Query, but it's on the visualization. I know very rarely I put videos on visualization. Anyhow, before we move forward, as I always says, make sure to subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you get notified when the new videos come out. All right, let's look at the problem or what we're trying to achieve here, and then build the solution. One more thing, this is going to be two parts video. I just want to keep the videos short, and even this is going to be pretty short, but still I want to be split this into two to make it easy. Uh, Again, going back to what the original question was, the question was posted on Power BI community forum that based on the slicer selection, user want to go to different page. Basically, each manufacturer in this case, that's what is. If I select Audi as a manufacturer, then I want to go to a page which is associated with the manufacturer Audi, and then it has some different visualization coming from the same data but different visualization. Again, very unique use case. Again, if GMC selected or Tesla started. So what I did here is we have two table here manufacturer, which is of course used in the slicer as in a dimension, and then we have a sample sales table. Manufacturer has a relationship with manufacturer in a sales table. Simple stuff, nothing fancy here. And then I created three just a sample pages here. One for Audi, I call it Audi, and there's a line chart. Again, there's nothing fancy around it. It's a Tesla. I'm showing a bar chart, and for GMC we are showing data differently. The point here is now, because each manufacturer has a different view of the data, same data coming from sales table, but they want to see it differently. And one thing out of the box with slicer, you cannot take an action, right? You can't say if I selected this value, go to this page. There's no way to do that. The one way we can think of doing this is creating different buttons, right? You can have the buttons and then you link the page with the buttons. That you can surely use it, and the tons of videos and stuff on that. It's pretty out of the box functionality. But the challenge, what I found with that approach is, today if you have a three manufacturer, tomorrow you have a fourth manufacturer, you have to come in here and you have to add another button and then link to the page where it's supposed to go. With the slicer, what you have is, because it is coming from a manufacturer table, if more values get into that manufacturer table, then this slicer selection will be there, and then the list will grow as the manufacturer grow, and then we can navigate to the page we want. Again, actually, that particular technique, we're going to do it in part 2 video, but here I want to make a baseline. So first, how we can achieve this using slicers. So what I'm going to do here is, based on the slicer, now first we're going to select the slicer. Of course, we cannot do anything right now. We're going to add a button here, and click on that button, we're going to jump to the different pages. So what I'm going to do here is, let's go to insert and add a button. I'm just going to add a blank button, no, because we don't want anything. Again, this is for demo purposes only. So if we look at the button here, what we can do with the button is we can add the actions, right? Actions can be many of those, going to different bookmarks and all the stuff. And what we need in action is a page navigation. So that's perfect. We want that. Now what we want this is to be page navigation, and then we want it to be destination. You can predefine, or you can have a dynamic formula measure in which you can set the destination, which is the good news. So what I'm going to do here is, first we're going to need to let's add a text for this button. What I want to do is go to button style, I think, and then here we can add text, right? When we add a text, we can add a text, a fixed value here, we can type it, or we can have that dynamic as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a measure to add a text what we want to show in this button, so we can make it a little bit user friendly. So let's add a measure, call it a text for button. That's our measure, and it's we can first let's see what value manufacturer value has selected, right? So we can have a selected value is a variable, and then we can have use a selected value function and say manufacturer because that's the what is used on the slicer. So this will give us what has the manufacturer has been selected, and then we can use here if is blank. The one thing we're going to say, okay, if no manufacturer is selected or more than one is selected, that's an invalid selection, because user has to select one value to navigate to the respective page. So we can check here is if blank selected value, it means single value is not selected. If you know the selected value, give the value when only single value is selected. If no single value is selected, then if we don't give the default value, which we can give here, alternate result, it will return blank, right? In this case, it will return blank if more than one is selected. So we can say if this is a blank, then we can give a message select a manufacturer. It's pretty straightforward. But if a value is selected, what we can do here is, again, let me reformat it, because I can't work without not formatted DEX. So what we can do here is whatever message we want to click to view selected, let's call selected value page. So what it will say is, let's say if GMC is selected, it will say click to view GMC page, or if Tesla is selected, it will say click to view Tesla page. So that's what we want. Now we have a measure here, and we can use that in our button here. Click on FX, select the measure text for button, and OK. We can do another formattings as dynamic formattings as well, but that's not the purpose of this video, right? So now we have a message here, click to view GMC page, and if for Tesla, it will say click to view Tesla page, so forth, so on. If we haven't selected anything, it will select a manufacturer, or select not selected. And if I select more than one, it will still say select a manufacturer, because we have to have one single selection. We can make this slicer as a single selection as well, but I just want to show this how you can handle that as well. So we are getting the message what we need. So that's the first thing. Select. Let's fix this first. Now the second part of this is to navigate it to the respective page. So that's, again, we can use this button. We can have another measure here, which we can use for navigation. So what we need here is, this is going to be simply selected value manufacturer. So basically it will just return the name of whatever the manufacturer has been selected. And on this particular button, what I'm going to do is go to actions again. That's what we saw. Turned on the action right now, and for destination we're going to use now our new measure, which is navigation page, navigation measure actually, and OK. All right, so we have this now set up, and let's see how it will work. So right now we click to view Tesla page because we have selected Tesla. So I'm going to control click because we are in a editing mode, and it goes to Tesla page, because now navigation is dynamically controlled, and it says go to Tesla page. And if I go back to my start page again, and if I click on GMC, here in the slicer, the text changes, and also if I click on this one, it's going to go to now GMC page. Of course, I can have a back button here, which can take back me to the start page, but then those are simple things. And if I don't have selected anything, and we have if I click on here, select a manufacturer, nothing is happening because we are not returning any value. It doesn't go to any page. So that's pretty much is the baseline we have established. Like first thing is like how you can achieve, uh, with slicer, you can navigate to the different pages as well. Slicer and one button, and that does the job for us. Now let's look into what are the challenges with this solution and how we can improve that, and which we will see in part 2 video. One of the challenge with this solution is, let's say what we have done here is, if I go to OD page, just to show you guys, I have filtered this particular page for OD, right? Because filter on this page is manufacturer OD, because we know this page is dedicated to manufacturer OD. So I pre-filtered it for that particular manufacturer, and then I can hide and lock these slices so user doesn't, or sorry, filters, so the user doesn't see it. So basically each page I have pre-filtered it for that particular manufacturer, because we know these pages are dedicated to a one specific manufacturer. So that leads to a challenge, which I think it is not, it can be more scalable. What about if I want to create a pages, I want to use a page for multiple manufacturers? Like let's say if these are electrical cars, I have a special page, and if it is a non-electrical cars, I have a special page. And then I want to have all the electrical car manufacturer go to that page, and non-electrical car manufacturer goes to another page. So I cannot achieve right now with this particular solution. And one more challenge here as well is what I see is, let's say you have a manufacturers, you have created the pages for manufacturers, now you added a new manufacturer in the table, and you don't have a page for that right now. If you come here and we add a manufacturer, and it says go to that XYZ manufacturer page, and if you click the button, it will give an error message because the page does not exist. So one other thing which I would like to expand on this one is that, can we add default page? If manufacturer page not found or not available, can we get to the default page? I think that will make this solution a little bit more robust. We can share the pages between multiple manufacturers. Plus, we have the default page as well if we wanted to. So let's see how we can do that. Stay tuned and do subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon button for the upcoming video on this part 2 of this video, and more videos on Microsoft Fabric and Power BI. Until next video, have a great day. Thanks for watching, and make sure to leave your comments. Have a good day. Bye now. Cheers.